welcome back to our channel. When we think of the richest people in the world, names like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Gautam Adani might spring to mind. These, of course, are based on the most recent estimates of net worth and are subject to change at any time. Think further back and some more famous names such as American business magnates John D. Rockefeller, Cornelius Vanderbilt, Henry Ford, and the Russian Imperial Romanov family also had toppling fortunes. But what if we actually went back in time and told you that, according to the Times of India, Augustus Caesar, William the Conqueror, and Akbar I were the world's three greatest emperors, as well as William the Conqueror and the shipping magnates of the industrial era? According to historians, Mansa Musa was a West African king who ruled during the 14th century. According to the BBC, Mansa Musa's wealth was simply indescribable and incomprehensible. So, who was he, and why had you never heard of him? In Mandinka, Mansa means sultan or emperor. It was recorded that Musa Keita was born around 1280 AD during the Keita dynasty, per BBC. He was born into a family of rulers and came into power in 1312 AD when his brother Mansa Abu Bakr abdicated the throne to go on an extravagant expedition at sea. According to historian Shibab al-Umari, Abu Bakr had always been fascinated with the Atlantic Ocean, and he reportedly left with a fleet of about 2,000 ships with thousands of men, women, and slaves. But he never returned. Mansa Musa became the ninth sultan of the West African Kingdom, which was already considered very wealthy by the time he ascended. According to the British Museum, historians estimate that the Mali Empire was the largest gold producer in the world at that time, controlling more than half of the global supply. With Musa on the throne, the kingdom only grew exponentially, thanks to his efforts to expand trade in the region. His wealth continued to skyrocket from mining significant salt and gold deposits, as well as trading elephant ivory, as stated by National Geographic. Musa's efforts to increase trade in the area helped the kingdom continue to grow wonderfully while he was on the throne. According to National Geographic, he continued to amass fortunes by mining important salt and gold reserves as well as dealing in elephant ivory. According to Magnates Media, as a devout Muslim, Musa began his voyage to Mecca in 1324,132 which is now referred to as the most extravagant pilgrimage in human history. Musa had the desire to spread his reputation throughout the world, and this 6,500-kilometer desert trek provided the ideal platform for him to do so. According to the BBC, the king fled Mali with roughly 60,000 men and women, including slaves and camel drivers as well as royal officials. Many of the travelers, including the slaves, were said to be dressed in head-to-toe Persian silk and gold brocade. The camels, about 100 of them, meanwhile carried bags of pure gold. The journey took Musa and his companions through the Sahara Desert in Egypt, reaching Cairo, where the emperor would generously splash his cash, or gold in this case, into the capital. He spent so much gold that he destabilized the local economy and caused mass inflation for 10 years after his departure. Musa's goal for his kingdom's cities after his return was to revitalize them. His fame kept growing because of the architectural advancements he made in the area. He collaborated with Islamic academics, including Muhammad's own heirs, and an Andalusian poet and architect by the name of Abu Ishaq Sahel, and gave them up to 200 kilograms of gold in exchange for their services. He also built schools, libraries, and mosques and helped Timbuktu become an epicenter for culture and education, per the BBC. Musa died in 1337 at age 57 and was succeeded by his sons. But eventually the empire fell apart. Some estimates put Mansa's modern-day net worth at US $400 billion to US $500 billion, though it can be difficult to fairly calculate a fortune based on gold, salt, and land. Many historians, however, agree that his wealth was richer than anyone could describe. But Mansa Musa will also be remembered for his kindness, devotion to his Islamic faith, support of education, and funding of the most significant cultural advancements in his empire, not simply for his mountains of gold. Thanks for watching. For more videos like this and subscribe to our channel.